These are the 10 most dislikable family channels ever, starting with the ones that just embarrass themselves, and ending with stories that resulted in handcuffs. Number 10. Family Fun Pack. Family Fun Pack is a channel run by parents Dave and Christine, featuring their 8 children, Alyssa, David, Zach, Chris, Michael, Owen, Chloe, and Jade. At their peak almost a decade ago, they had over 10 million subscribers and were pulling billions of views every single year. For a while, they were known as one of the biggest family channels on the entire platform, and that's kind of the most embarrassing part, because nobody can really explain why. Their content was almost impressively bland, riding stuffed ponies at the mall, going swimming, and even a 13-second video of one of the kids snatching the other one's milk bottle. Which, get this, pulled in 130 million views. Viewers started making compilation videos just to highlight how formulaic it actually was, and as a result, the parents became a meme for being the most corporate version of a family channel imaginable. Comment sections filled up with people asking how Family Fun Pack has more subscribers than real creators that put proper effort into their videos. Today, they've faded almost entirely, where every upload struggles to surpass 50,000 views, and with one of their most recent videos being a job update, we can see that the kids are now fully grown up. 9. Bratayley. Bratayley was a wholesome family channel featuring Caleb, Annie, Haley, and their parents, Bill and Katie. In the title of every video, they mentioned what week it was of uploading, where you can see their last ever video was week 465. However, we have to travel back to week 348, where videos were being uploaded like normal. Capture the Flag, Just Hanging Around the House, and Haley's New Skill. Until, unfortunately, the very next upload was the passing of Caleb, where he passed at 13 years old from an undiagnosed heart condition. The grief that followed was real and raw, and a lot of people felt it with the family as it lasted for months afterwards. But what happened next is where it gets uncomfortable. The channel kept on going, and Annie, who was only 11 at the time, became the face of it. Her gymnastics career and her teenage years continued to be documented and uploaded for millions of viewers. She grew up entirely in public, not because she chose it as an adult, but because the channel had always been her life, and no real issues could turn it off. And the parasocial grief that built up around Caleb's death created something ugly online. It created fans who felt entitled to Annie's presence, who expected updates, and who treated her continued appearances on the channel like they were owed them. In their very last upload, titled The End of an Era, Annie went on to mention this.
I'm sure it's gonna be hard. I like making YouTube videos. I like editing. If I want to just do a daily cleanse, that was just because I wanted to, it's like, I'll film it, like, might as well, just for the fans to see.
And with the top comment stating, being called a fan hurts man, it made it seem like they didn't actually care for their audience at all, and were just in it for the financial side of things. Nobody exactly did anything wrong here, but Bratayley is a good early example of what happens when kids are so embedded in a channel that they can't stop uploading, even when they probably should. 8. The Ace Family. The Ace Family consisted of parents Austin and Catherine, and their kids, Al, Elia, and Steele. At their peak on YouTube, they were the biggest family channel to exist. 18 million subscribers, a mansion, multiple Lamborghinis, and a proposal out of a plane with 41 million views. They had the whole thing until Austin started getting accused of cheating many times. In 2019, a woman claimed he made her sign an NDA before hooking up with her while Catherine was home with the kids. In 2021, another woman posted a video of Austin flirting with her friend and inviting her back to his hotel room. Instead of dealing with it quietly, they did what family channels do, and they made it content. They then threw the Ace Fest, which was an event they promised would be like Disneyland. People paid hundreds of dollars for VIP tickets and showed up to what was essentially a mid-sized carnival, and it was quick to be labelled a total disaster. Then came the Social Gloves boxing event later that year, where it was a big influencer fight night that Austin had organised. Afterwards, most of the creators said they were never paid. Austin got hit with a ludicrous $100 million lawsuit, and it was looking like there was no chance of recovery from here. Not long after, he was supposedly in jail. The mansion went into foreclosure. Then Catherine went on the Call Her Daddy podcast with Alex Cooper and uploaded the channel's most viral video to this date. A video titled, "My Husband Cheated with 20 Women." Catherine talks about how horrible of a life she lived with her ex-husband, Austin.
I never heard him say the words, "I cheated," until about a week ago when that first chapter of my book came out. I've never heard him say the words, "I cheated."
Their last upload before they quit the channel has upwards of 500,000 dislikes, and they've since filed for divorce. 7. Wren Eleanor's mum. Jacqueline, known online as Wren Eleanor's mum, ran an account dedicated to filming her toddler daughter, Wren. They had amassed 17 million followers over on TikTok, with incredibly viral videos of Wren eating food, playing, and doing normal toddler things. The problem? The comment sections. People started leaving free and disturbing comments on every video. These were accounts that were clearly not there for innocent reasons. On any random innocent video, you could find comments along the lines of, "Your daughter is so cute. I like the bath videos. Is the child single? It is tender to see how she dances. And what a hottie." The response online was immediate. Tens of thousands of parents and child safety advocates called on Jacqueline to take the account down. However, she didn't. Call Me Chris uploaded a video titled "TikTok Mum Exploits Her 4-year-old Daughter for Money," where she mentioned this.
If you look at it in a certain lens, if Wren is being put in bikinis and being made to dance, or if she's eating a banana or wearing really short dresses and bending over, it's really bad.
Jacqueline then tried to plead her case.
The past few months have been incredibly distressing, and I've learned a lot. What started out as a hobby to make a digital scrapbook for my daughter Wren grew into an interesting role for me as a single stay-at-home mom. Wren is my #1 priority, and her upbringing and safety are my top job 24 hours a day.
Where Chris stated,
"No, it's not. Clearly, because you're still posting obviously suggestive content of your daughter."
although the content kept going up. Whether she didn't understand the severity of it, or did, and chose to keep posting anyway, neither option looked good on her behalf. She eventually made every social media account private and deleted literally all traces of evidence she ever existed, but by that point, the damage was already done. 6. The Prince Family. Damien and Bianca Prince built their channel on drama, and we mean that literally. Their most uploaded videos are breakup pranks, diss tracks on their own family members, and clickbaiting this as a quote, very bad car accident. However, back to the breakup videos. They didn't just post 1 or 2 of them. There are genuinely too many over their 9-year run on YouTube that counting them is almost impossible. They ran this formula so many times that their own audience started making compilations just to mock them. Although in doing this, they gained over 13 million subscribers and 4 billion views, so clearly the formula worked. But as the kids, DJ, Kyrie, Nova, and Ayla got older and became more present in the videos, the criticism shifted. Viewers noticed that the kids were being put into uncomfortable situations for content. Pranks that weren't age-appropriate, and videos designed to be emotionally distressing that had children in them. Their biggest controversy then came when Bianca made comments on camera about preferring a lighter skin and coloured eyes in her newborn baby. The backlash was enormous, with many calling it colorism and harmful messaging to show to millions of people. And despite all of it, the channel is still up and posting to this very day, with somewhat recent uploads, including a video titled "Telling My Kids I Lost the Baby," proving they learned nothing. 5. The LaBrant Family. The LaBrants are a family I've covered extensively on this channel, and for good reason. Cole and Savannah LaBrant had nearly 13 million subscribers and a channel history that reads like a list of things you shouldn't do on the internet. The biggest single controversy came in 2021 when they uploaded a video titled "She Got Diagnosed with Cancer," where the thumbnail implied that one of their own children was sick, although the video was actually about a completely different family. Comments exploded, with people calling it one of the most manipulative titles they'd ever seen on the platform. Cole apologized, but it didn't really land. There was also the 2018 decision to pull their daughter Everly out of school, not for any educational reason, but because Savannah needed a quote,
"an extra pair of hands around the house, even if it's a 9-year-old.
Their daughter's education was framed as a lifestyle choice. In 2022, they posted a video comparing abortion rates to the Holocaust, which received 300,000 dislikes, and it got so bad that they had to disable comments on it entirely. Then, 2 years later, Cole choreographed a father-daughter dance to a Diddy song just days after Diddy was arrested on trafficking charges. There are dozens of other minor controversies that I haven't even touched on, but it's pretty safe to say that no kid should have to deal with their parents ruining their public image from the very moment they were born. 4. DaddyOFive. Mike and Heather Martin launched DaddyOFive as a family prank channel, and for a while, that's exactly what it looked like. Then viewers started paying closer attention. In one of their most viewed videos, the parents drop disappearing ink on the carpet and then scream at their son Cody, calling him names and getting inches away from his face while he breaks down crying.
Cody!
Tell me! I didn't do that! Tell me what you did! I swear to God, I didn't do that! You didn't call over your carpet! I didn't do that! I don't have to think the color when you...
Why did you do that?
Then they laugh and reveal it was a prank.
What is that?
Invisible ink, it dries and comes out. It's already drying up.
Cody was genuinely terrified on camera, and that was the content. The channel built its audience on children having emotional breakdowns. They told one of them they were getting adopted. They filmed them violently playing with each other. And in one video, Mike even tells his sons to their sister across the face.
And you know you don't hit girls.
Yeah.
But she's your sister, she don't count. Oh my God!
When that clip went viral outside their own fanbase, the reaction was awful. Philip DeFranco covered it, and the whole platform turned on them overnight. On May 2nd, 2017, it was confirmed that Mike and Heather had lost custody of 2 of their 5 children, who were then returned to their biological mother. Authorities launched an investigation, and by the following year, both were convicted of child neglect and sentenced to 5 years probation. YouTube then banned the original channel, which had over 700,000 subscribers. 3. The Stauffer Family. Micah and James Stauffer were a family vlogging channel out of Ohio who focused heavily on faith-based messaging and parenting tips. They had around 700,000 YouTube subscribers and an even bigger following on Instagram. In 2017, they adopted a boy named Huxley from China, who had been diagnosed with autism and had a brain spot that doctors believed may have caused developmental delays. The Stauffers documented the entire adoption process, and as a result, Huxley became a central part of their content. For 3 years, Huxley was their channel. They covered his milestones, his personality, and his challenges he faced. Then in May, roughly 3 years later, Micah and James posted a video explaining that they had rehomed him.
After multiple assessments, after multiple evaluations, numerous medical professionals have felt that he needed a different fit and that his medical needs, he needed more.
They used the word rehome as if they were giving him away like a pet. The explanation was that Huxley's needs were far more than they could handle, and that another family could give him a better life. Micah cried through most of the video, and there was a lot of talk about what was best for Huxley. What the video didn't address was that they had built a following, secured sponsorships, and generated a huge income off of a child they ultimately gave away when he became difficult. The backlash was unlike anything YouTube had seen. Every commentary channel started making fun of the situation they created.
We've been trying to get his needs met and help him out as much as possible.
You gave him away.
There wasn't a minute that I didn't try our hardest.
There's not a minute that you didn't try your hardest, other than the minute that you gave him away, and then went to Bali without him. What you on about, love?
Micah and James ended up deleting the channel as a whole. Then James tried to start up a new one under the name Stauffer Garage. It sits at 1.3 million subscribers, but he can only pull in about 10,000 views every video. 2. Fantastic Adventures. Fantastic Adventures is one of the clearest examples of how family channels broke YouTube's trust entirely. Run by Michelle Hackney, the channel featured 7 adopted children in bright, colourful skits, pulling in over 800,000 subscribers and millions of views per video. It looked completely harmless. That was the point. Because behind the Nerf battles and roleplay videos, those children were being pepper sprayed, locked inside closets for days, denied food and water, and attacked with household items, all as punishment for forgetting their lines in the videos. In 2019, police were called after one of the children managed to speak out. What they found was nothing like the videos. Body cam footage of the investigation went viral, being watched by over 13 million people.
I want to get out of this house. I want to have a better family.
You want to have a better family?
The most chilling detail wasn't even what happened to the kids. It was Michelle sitting in her recliner the entire time, with her feet up, acting as if she had nothing to worry about. YouTube deleted the channel immediately, and all 7 children were placed into protective care, with their identities protected and their lives kept private. They vanished from the internet entirely, which, after everything they'd been through, was probably the best thing that could have happened to them. Michelle Hackney died of cardiac arrest in 2020 while awaiting trial, therefore the charges were dismissed, with no conviction and no prison sentence for her actions. 1. 8 Passengers. Ruby Frankie ran 8 Passengers, which was a family channel about raising 6 kids in a strict faith-based household in Utah. She had amassed over 2 million subscribers with consistent brand deals, speaking engagements, and a co-founded counseling business called Connections with her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt. The channel had been controversial for years before anything legal had happened. Viewers pointed out videos where Ruby talked about withholding food as discipline, refusing to let a sick child sleep in a bed, and other parenting decisions that raised serious red flags.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October.
Former fans reported the channel to Child Protective Services multiple times, although nothing happened. Then, in August 2023, a 12-year-old boy showed up at a neighbor's house. He was severely malnourished. He had zip ties around his wrist and tape on his legs when he knocked on the door and asked for help. It was one of Ruby's sons. Police went to Jody's property, where Ruby and some of her children had been staying. There, they found another child in a similar condition. Both Ruby and Jody were immediately arrested. In February 2024, both women were sentenced to prison, where Ruby received 4 consecutive terms of 1 to 15 years each, as she pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. The channel has since been terminated from YouTube, and the kids are now speaking out publicly about their awful upbringing online.